in his power to avoid fouling Johnson, and Ty Jerome reaches in and tries to knock it away, and he picks up his third.
And that's the third time he's done that, Ty Jerome, in this game. I was talking about how undisciplined. Folks, Virginia doesn't make mistakes. They don't turn it over and they don't beat themselves. But silly plays like this tonight has really hurt the Cavaliers.
See what's going to happen tonight. The Cavaliers have Miami Saturday, and then they're off for a week before playing Duke. Maybe this is a team that needs a little break as Markel Johnson makes the first free throw, 1-point game.
But I got to give credit, a lot of credit to NC State. I think it's been their aggressive defense that's gotten Virginia unrattled here tonight.
Tied for the sixth time. Crowd coming alive. Trying to help that press.
I meant to say unsettled.
Or rattled.
Or rattled.
Jerome curling into the lane. Saves himself. Kyle Guy. A Kyle Guy appearance for three. His first three of the night, and it couldn't come at a better time.
And Reese, as I said earlier, number 5 in blue has to get going here in the second half, and certainly in this overtime stanza.
Johnson kicks it out. Lockett.
That's not the guy you want taking that shot here in the overtime. Now, Lockett is shooting 50% from three, but he just, you could tell when he shot that basketball, doesn't really even have a good lather on his shoulders.
Didn't appear to be in rhythm, even though it was a bit of a step-in type three. It wasn't that he wasn't open. That was another ill-advised pass from Jerome, and yet another turnover. 16th for Virginia. That's double their season average. And Kevin Keats is going to use a timeout. Finds there's a 15-second differential game and shot clock. NC State doesn't have to foul. You just need a stop.
Get to Kyle Guy.
Kyle Guy. Air ball. And diving for it to try to save it was Braxton Key. He couldn't. So now NC State has 20 seconds. How do you play this? Do you try to get a quick two? Because if Virginia stymies you for a while, you can get in a situation as a timeout is called by Virginia. You can open the door, but somebody's got to step through it, and Beverly and friends were able to do so. And Markel Johnson has returned to the floor for the final 19.9 from North Carolina State.
Yeah, it's interesting that North Carolina State's going to have Braxton Beverly, forgive me, bring the basketball up the floor, number 10 in white. At some point, if he's healthy, that ball has to end up in number 11's hands.
Beverly on the pull-up. He's got the two. It's a 1-point game. Now, if you don't get the immediate turnover, you have to foul.
Got to foul. Yes.
And this Virginia team, free throw shooting team, they don't shoot a lot of them. They're 77% on the year. That's best in the ACC and 10th in the country in terms of percentage, but they shoot very few free throws. These will be very important. They're just 12 of 17 tonight, which is below their average. So what do you expect to see here from Virginia in terms of trying to take care of the ball in NC State?
Well, Virginia's...
So 8 seconds left. North Carolina State loves to play full court and puts pressure on, so this is not something unusual for them. See if they can force a turnover. Jerome has a little trouble getting it in. And Lockett almost got the steal, and DeAndre Hunter was fouled by Torin Dorn. 5.2 to go.
Well executed there by NC State, making it difficult for Virginia to get that basketball in bounds. And the awareness to try to foul right away. These are big free throws here for Hunter. A 79% free throw shooter.
And 4 of 6 tonight, Fonz. 5 of 7.
Correction.
NBA scouts very high on him. His offensive role is just expanded this year.
He's got a little bit of Kawhi Leonard in him. I'm not saying that he's Kawhi Leonard. But
Stylistic.
Yes, he's got a little Kawhi Leonard in him.
3-point lead.
Quick push here with Markell Johnson.
NC State needs a 3. Will Virginia foul? They fouled out there, and it's going to be a foul on a 3-pointer as Hunter ran into him and in the process fouled out of the game. Wow. So with .9 to go, Markell Johnson will have the opportunity to tie it up again and likely send us to a second overtime.
And I'm concerned about him a bit, Reese, because you know that calf is bothering him. And that's a good call by the official. He's got to be given room to land. And I know what happened is, Reese, it wasn't like he was leaning into him necessarily. It's just that his forward momentum because of the dribble took him into that space.
So you like the call?
I do like the call.
Yes.
When I was in the NBA, I hated that call.
Yeah.
Reese, I'm concerned about him, though, because it can create a little imbalance when your calf is bugging you on one side. So he's got to really lock in and focus in to make sure he's got a good follow through and not leaning one side or the other.
72%. He's made all 4 tonight. And he misses the first. So he needs to make this one and then miss the next one and see if they can tip it in. There's one of them for Markell. Now this one has to be a miss with .9 to go. There's a chance, there's enough time to grab it and shoot it back up. Got to do it quickly, but it doesn't have to just be a tip.
And Reese, I'd like to see North Carolina State with number 0 Funderburk in white and number 33 Wyatt Walker just do a quick cross X on the interior, try to get on the inside to tap that basketball in as it comes off the rim.
And might be what Tony Bennett's expecting. Want to make sure that his guys are ready for that as Virginia uses a timeout. Johnson's made some big plays down the stretch, Fonz, but that's, I mean, he's a decent free throw shooters, had a good night tonight. Just as in this building on Saturday, you hated to see Marquise Reed have the struggles at the line down the stretch that he did, and then Markell with a chance, if he could have made all 3 of them to tie it. Misses that first one, and now NC State need a big time play, and they have less than a second to do it.
And Reese, I still wonder if that right leg's still giving him trouble, because like I said, if it's bothering you a little bit and all of a sudden you try to compensate for it, and you saw where that ball hit the rim, it bounced off the right hand side, and that makes sense because you would usually miss left. But he's got to make this one, intentionally miss the second one.
Diakite and Huff with the low positions on the lane against Funderburk and Walker.
Walker should take a diagonal cut right in front of Jay Huff, number 30 in blue, to try to get inside position. DJ Funderburk on the opposite side should do the same.
Johnson puts it up high, and he inadvertently made it. So now, I mean, you got to foul quickly. He was hoping to get the high bounce off the rim, and Guy gets rid of it wisely, and Virginia comes